Hi everyone, I'm Doug Alsdorf. In this short video, I'd like to show you how to answer question 3 in the chapter 4 quiz on taxes. And in order to answer that question, we're going to need a spreadsheet. So go to the YouTube page, go to the WordPress link from that page, click on spreadsheets. Then we're going to scroll down to the investing formula spreadsheet. Click on that, download that, and open that. And while that opens, we can have a look at the Chapter 4 question on taxes. I'll slide this over here. So Destiny just graduated with her degree in business, and she's determined she can contribute $7,000 per year from her tax-deferred accounts. She decides to use her employer's 401k. This is really important. Her employer matches at 2% of her $52,000 salary. So how much is her employer contributing annually to her 401k? Well, that's 2% of 52,000. Well, 1% would be 520, so 2% would be double that, or $1,040. So that's how much the company is putting in. And that $1,040 does not come out of her pocket. It comes out of the company pocket. So assuming her salary grows by 3% a year, the company will keep putting in more money then. How much will her company contribute to her 401k after 35 years? This is their total contribution summed year after year. So we're going to use Formula 4 in the investing formula spreadsheet. We're going to set the lump sum to 0, growth rate to 0, annual contribution to 1040, and growth rate of contribution to 3% for 35 years. So we're going to go over here to I've got a zoom window in the way here, so now I can make it bigger. There we go. We're going to go to Formula 4, and we're going to set the lump sum to 0, growth rate to 3%. The annual contribution is 1,040. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Growth rate of the contribution is 3%, and growth rate is 0 for 35 years. And we see, okay, it's about $63,000. So we'll select, there it is. We have $63,000. If her investments grow at 7% annually, and that's a little conservative, but still quite reasonable, then what will be the value of just her company's contribution? So all we have to do is go over here and change this 0 to 7% and watch how much. So her company over 35 years has contributed that 63,000, which has grown by investing to 204,000. So let's see what our choices are. 204,000. If her investments grow at 7%, then what will be the value of her own contribution? So instead of using 1,040 in this equation, we're going to use the $7,000 here. And we'll see that she, just out of her own contribution, $7,000 growing at 3% a year and invested at a growth rate of 7% for 35 years, she'll have $1.375 million, 1.376 with rounding. Now, let's add those two together to see how much money she would have. So we're going to add the 1,040 to the 7,000. So that's 8,040. And she would have at 7% growth rate 1,580. So there we go. Now, you can read the book and see that over 35-year periods throughout the S&P 500 when reinvesting dividends, the investment growth rate has been about 10.5%. That may be a little aggressive, but nevertheless, it's worthwhile to see what her investments could end up being at 10.5%. Over $3 million, 3,229. So 3,229. So those are our choices. We're just going to scroll down here and submit the quiz. Click OK and make certain that, of course, that we got these answers correct. We're just going to scroll down here and there you go. So those were all correct that we just entered in there. I think it's also useful just to have a look at what her company contribution would have been at a growth rate of 10.5%. Remember, we had to look at it what it was worth if it was a 7% growth. Well, just her company contributing, if at 10.5%, they would have contributed $400,000. So that's really remarkable. And therefore, yet another sign to us that these 401ks are incredibly valuable to us because the company is putting in that money and it doesn't come out of your pocket. I hope this is helpful for you.